On the line with us this morning on the Tony Rose Morning Show, he plays hard-hitting Detective Jack Vasser on NBC's new hit show, Journeyman. It's Reed Diamond. Reed, good morning, buddy. What's going on?
Good morning, man. How you doing?
I am doing great, man. First of all, Journeyman, I'm addicted to this show.
I'm so happy to hear it. Thank you.
Man, what a fun show. I know you got to be having a good time playing Dan's brother, Jack, on the show, right?
I think I got the best job in television.
I tell you, now your character. Well, first of all, let's give everybody a little backstory on Journeyman. Let's catch us up. I guess we're like 5 episodes deep now, 4 episodes
tonight
deep.
Tonight will be our 4th episode. And so what's happened is Dan Vasser, who's played by Kevin McKidd, he's a newspaper reporter in San Francisco, and he's married with a child, and he just seems to be inexplicably traveling through time within his own life. And he finds that he can change other people's lives in the past, but he can't control this gift or this curse that's been given to him. And when he travels back in time, he's also seeing his fiancée, who he believed was dead, and this is causing tons of problems for him at home. And then, of course, his home life is already complicated because he's married to my ex. Yeah,
that's the thing I was going to ask you. Now, only in the world of TV and time traveling shows like Journeyman could a storyline like this develop. That's right. He actually, after he thought that Livia, who he knows is still now alive, and especially in his travels, right? But he ends up marrying your ex-wife. Oh, man,
or my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just what makes this show so juicy. You've got that incredible science fiction time travel aspect, but you've got this gritty and messy personal drama, and this romance and this love triangle, or maybe even this love quadrangle.
Now, you guys are brothers on the show, and you seem to have a coexisting relationship. How tight really are Jack and Dan right now on the show? How tight are they really, or is it just one of those things where it's like you keep your enemies close and or keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer? Is it one of those relationships, you think?
I've always viewed this relationship, because I'm the big brother. I've always viewed it as no one's allowed to beat up my brother but me.
Right.
And so, this guy has been, our dad, as you'll find out, I think next week, our dad sort of disappeared very early on in life, and I had to take care of him, and I've always been the sort of straight arrow, full-time cop, and he's given me a lot of grief over the years. And, at this point, it's a time travel show, too, for people who don't believe in time travel. So when my brother tells me he's traveling through time, my first reaction is that either he's on drugs or he's lost his mind.
Right, and of course, we found out last week that Dan is actually fighting an addiction problem anyway. You confront him about a gambling problem he had, right?
Right, because he had a pre-existing gambling problem, which apparently is licked. But that's why I think this show's different than your regular time travel show, because the time travel gift is not treated as a gift. It's some sort of a curse. This guy can't control when it happens. No one believes him. He doesn't necessarily at first believe himself. He thinks he might be losing his mind. We always called it, when we were making the pilot, we called it the time travel show for people who didn't believe in time travel.
I like that. And it fits the name of it really well. Now, without giving away too much, are we going to dive into later this season of exactly how you and Katie broke up and how he ended up with her? Are we going to see some of that storyline developing?
Absolutely. And so many things will be shown and so many things will be explained. And I think also one of the unique parts of the show is that while we've sort of cast this wide net, the writers have the next 2 seasons really sort of planned out. Right. So there's an answer for everything, and things do get explained quickly. So, if you're confused this week, next week you'll probably have some satisfaction.
I enjoy the show. I really do get a kick out of it. I think it's well written, and I've had on a lot of you guys from the show. And one thing I always say is, you guys, with this show, there's always what I call a chill bump moment. In the pilot episode, it was when he went back and he had buried the ring and he dug it up and he gave it to Katie, to kind of prove that yes, he wasn't losing his mind. He really was doing something, out of this world. And then I guess it was week before last that he. I guess one of the things that Dan had figured out is you got to bring old currency. You can't bring the new money. Right. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, he gets chased by a cop, and the cop is you, and you're holding one of the new $20 bills. Chill bumps, man. I love that.
I know. I love that phrase. That's exactly it. I love that scene at the end of the pilot, where he digs up the ring. And there are a bunch of chill bump moments. And also, every little piece of evidence that comes out through the series, everything's tied in together. So that $20 bill is going to play into the rest of the story.
So somewhere right now, your guy Jack is walking around with this $20 bill, and
Exactly.
then suddenly when they changed the currency over, a switch off went somewhere. So I'm thinking somehow your guy Jack may be believing Dan a little bit more than what he's leading on.
Well, I mean, there's a very good chance that I may come around to his way of thinking.
I'm loving this show, man. I'm a big fan.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're watching it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. What can we look forward to in tonight's episode, Reed?
Tonight's got a lot. You've got, because there's always the adventure story where he goes back in time. So there's a very gripping one tonight, and Kevin McKidd gets to show his manliness, because that guy is. He can be pretty scary. I don't know if you ever watched Rome.
Oh, he's jacked up, man. He's jacked up.
Awesome. So he's great tonight, and the love quadrangle becomes infinitely more complex tonight.
Well, hey, we look forward to it. Reed Diamond, he plays Jack Vasser, Dan's brother on NBC's Journeyman, hard-hitting detective. Hey, we look forward to seeing more of your character develop on the show, and the love triangles and the time travel. It is a fun show, man. I hope it gets a long, long run on NBC, and we look forward to checking it out tonight on NBC. Reed, thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with us this morning.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. That's Reed Diamond. He plays Jack Vasser on NBC's hit show Journeyman. Check it out tonight on NBC.